Oh, shit. Oh, I've got to review the year again. I need to get a co-host.
Hey, how's it going, Will?
Hey, you alright, mate? Yeah, I was kind of just wondering. I'll cut the chase. I kind of need like a co-host for a video, and I was just wondering, like, I know you don't really do too much. Like, are you free today?
Well, I don't know how to say this, but basically you'd be terrible for my brand, and I can't be seen with you on YouTube. For some reason, every time I film with you, my AdSense drops, so I can't film with you anymore.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well,
no, bye.
Right, well, preferred Joe anyway.
What does he want? Yo.
Oh, you're right, mate. How's it going? Yeah, I just I need a bit of help with the video today. Are you about by any chance?
No. Are you serious? No, go fuck yourself, bro. No, man, nah. What a toss-up. Oh my God.
Right, there goes that title then. Come on then.
Yes!
Right, okay, 2017, Stephen, in one word, how are you summarising it?
ISIS.
People like to set themselves goals at the start of the year. Now, they usually do this by tweeting something like,
This year is going to be my year. Don't believe me? Just watch.
okay, so Stephen, this January, did you set yourself any resolutions?
Nah, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Well, I mean, that doesn't matter because earlier this year, MTV took it upon themselves to set them for us.
Hey fellow white guys, it's about to be a new year.
And there's a few things we think you could do a little bit better in 2017.
Try to recognize that America was never great for anyone who wasn't a white guy.
Also, Blue Lives Matter isn't a thing.
Wait, hang on, didn't know you were in this.
Yeah, good one, Will.
Right, anyway, now we'll start this year off just like we finished the last one.
On my knees.
No, Stephen, bullying kids. Now, this year we unearthed a lot of new internet icons, right? And one of which was Dave.
Oh yeah, he made many classics, you know, calling the boss baby, calling the Chucky doll.
Please answer, come on, baby.
Hello?
Better actor than you, to be fair.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyway, so he then produced the absolute classic, My Teacher Has a Crush on Me.
No, we've all been there. Shout out Mr. Johnson. Oh, dirty guy.
Now, currently I'm in year 9, and this makes me 13 years old. And I believe this story happened, I don't know exactly when, because it was quite a while ago. I think it was about, I don't know, 4 or maybe even 5 years ago, and that's 7. When you're 7 and you're in, I think you're in year 2 at the time.
Bloody hell, that teacher's on a very different register.
I mean, you're right, but now, right, then we move on because we got an influx of very long counting videos, such as counting to 100k, counting to 200k, and counting to 300k.
12, 13, 14.
Well, hang on, how old were they? Right, okay, now that brings us to the end of January, but just to make sure that this isn't one like big glorified 2017 Will Any Funniest Moments compilation.
Oh, you do that.
We're going to try and break it up. So since this is kind of still the start of the video, if we're going to plug anything, probably has to be now. Right, so earlier in the year, right, I moved out in London into a tower which has like a glass balcony on the top and it's overlooking a motorway. So since this is like our end of year special, me and Stephen have had a bit of an idea.
Yeah, I don't know why Chip mentioned my name, but Devilman's trying to get attention again. Told you before, this year is the year of the real fake niggas get left in the rain. Think cause I'm up there sitting on the plane that I can't really hear what the people are saying, but I can hear everything loud and clear and they're telling me to tell you to stay in your lane. Lord of the mics, fam, I could've clashed any man, but I said fam, let me clash Devilman, cause if man taking the 0121 style Birmingham are gone clear like Evian.
Okay, so February right now, not just a few minutes ago, we were talking about how 2017 had created a lot of new, like, internet icons.
And in the second month, we got Danielle Bregoli.
Do you love your mother?
Yes.
Where's your father in all this?
I don't know.
Do you know him?
Yeah.
He's a very orange man.
It looks ridiculous.
So this exact same lass's net worth is now said to be nearing $10 million, right? So obviously a canny bit's changed between her being sat on a sofa next to her mum and a human potato. And this all started with her kicking off with a few audience members.
And all these hoes laughing like something funny.
Did you say the hoes are laughing?
Yep.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Well, I Humpty Dumpty do have to repeat myself like, oh, it's fucking poetry.
Catch me outside, how about that?
And bang, there it is.
Those 3 words directed at Sandra, Janet and Susan turned this girl into one of the biggest stars of the year.
So she's then making Oreo jam with Logan Paul.
Is that what they call it these days?
Nope, that's a video with 24 million views.
Sorry.
So anyway, and then we got Catch Me Outside, the remix.
Catch her outside, how about that? Do she really wanna fight? Nah, that's whack. What she finna do? Just talk smack. Take the whole meme, turn it to a rap.
Yup.
Wow.
Okay, and then we'll move on to some more 13-year-olds.
Is that your New Year's
Shut
resolution?
up. So anyway, February gave us some pretty graphic images from a mental night out at Epic Under-18s nightclub.
Now, if you want to look away, we completely understand. There's some pretty disturbing images of the Chigwell youth.
So the Year 8 Tommy Robinson and the boys here were causing havoc this year. They'd whacked their finest Moncler puffer jackets on and headed out for a night on the town.
Oh, they've cropped us out.
Like, can you imagine being like a photographer and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna get you like doing an under-18s night out, and then being confronted with this lot. But it turns out, right, it wasn't just the lads that are at it, because have a look at this lot. They're dressed like you.
Yeah, I'm a trendsetter.
Okay, now in February this year, one of the UK's biggest influencers decided to take what seemed like an indefinite break from the platform at the time.
So we decided to go and catch up with him and see what life was like after he's
transformed. What are you wearing?
I thought it'd be Joe Weller, you know, spice things up a bit.
It says Kavos on the back.
That's not perfect, is it?
Sit down.
Yeah. Right.
Right, okay, so earlier in this year you took a bit of a break from YouTube and came back with a headband.
Yeah.
So we just want to know, yeah, what have you been up to for all these months?
Well, I guess I've just been finding myself.
Yeah.
I guess I found myself now.
Yeah.
And my headband.
How's the training and all that going then?
Yeah, it's pretty positive right now.
Ooh, bad news for your drugs test. Hello, Pete Doherty. Yeah, the question on everyone's lips is, who do you think is going to win?
Are you serious?
It's a valid question, yeah.
I mean...
You or Joe?
You think I'm just going to go, Joe's going to win?
He might do it. We've got that on camera now, so...
Oh, exclusive. Oh, jeez, yeah.
Mad.
That could be a good intro. Right. So Joe apparently been having acupuncture.
You've also been using needles to try and get an advantage.
Well, no, I'm all natural. Legit. Well, I mean, I do know what it's like to have a couple of pricks near me.
Fair enough, yeah. What are you doing there?
No. Right. Okay, so it was my birthday in March.
Yep.
You had a good time, didn't you?
I would. At least I tried. Signature on there.
Probably all got signatures on there.
He's away. Oh, he's out.
It's not one of your finer moments.
He didn't even call me back.
Well, anyway, some other interesting things came out of that night, such as Memula's face reveal actually real.
Oh, look at him. Will and he's 21st. Look at him. There he is. His head fits the string perfectly.
It's as if they've just like assumed my only two mates were him and George, so it's like, oh yeah, just has to be Memulous. They've got you, to be fair, you might as well just come have a seat.
Fuck off. Okay, Zoe Sugg. The vlogger blamed for declining teenage literacy.
An article surprisingly not written by a bloke called Jack from Norwich. So anyway, Zoe here was the focus of an article linking her and her book Girl Online to declining literacy rates in the UK.
That is not fair.
Wait, why?
Well, she didn't even write it.
That's a fair point, actually, aye. Also, in that month, Rice Gum hit the Gabby show, allegedly. So basically, right, they're at a party and she comes up to him and whacks a phone in his face. So he snaps and whacks it out of her hand and then he gets accused of hitting it. So the bloke faced with assault allegations did what any sane YouTuber would do in that position in 2017 and dropped a diss track on her. Right, basically, she's a bit of a knacker, so I launched her phone across the room. Probably wasn't my best idea, like, but I reckon she had it coming. Whoa, here's me wrist, look how shiny it is. Nice shoes these, like. But anyway, right, I didn't hit her or any of these Instagram lasses, so leave us alone. Okay, April, now you might be wondering why we're dressed in all black... Hang on, that's navy.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sort it! This is the main channel.
How is this any better?
Now, as I was saying, right, you might be wondering why we're dressed in all black.
And that's because YouTube died in April.
That's a bit dramatic.
What? You didn't shut up about it for 5 months. Oh, I can't afford to live in my London flat. Get takeaway every night. Pathetic.
Okay, now in April, anyway, this happened.
What? What's with the Christmas? I like the editing.
Subscribe to Keemstar.
Now Stephen went to go and have a word with Felix about this whole issue.
But for legal reasons, I can't repeat that word.
So thanks to big fat millionaire PewDiePie over there, the Wall Street Journal got involved, piped up and called him a Nazi, meaning loads of advertisers pulled their campaign from YouTube and a lot of creators lost a lot of their revenue.
Now on a completely unrelated note, this was also the same sort of time that a lot of influencers realised, hey, making videos isn't my real passion.
It did, however, bring quite an interesting reaction from the community. Keemstar and Scarce here, they made a video titled Thank You Coke, thanking Coca-Cola for being one of the only big companies not to pull their ads from the site.
Hi, I'm Keemstar.
And I'm Scarce.
And me and Scarce aren't exactly the best of friends.
Keemstar, I fucking hate you, dude.
Scarce, you're fat and boring. As you may have heard, some of the biggest companies stopped advertising here on YouTube.
Coca-Cola, on the other hand, is still placing ads on YouTube.
Imagine if Coca-Cola and Pepsi were your parents.
And Coca-Cola has been there my whole life watching me grow.
But Pepsi left me and wasn't there for my first bike ride.
I want everyone to go out and purchase a Coca-Cola.
Take a selfie with your Coca-Cola and tweet at Coke on Twitter, hashtag Thank You Coke.
Coke withdrew the next day.
One advert that did come out in April, though, was this.
Hello lads, my name's Big Kendall and this video was a bit of a mistake. So basically I assembled this army of like people in blue. We walked through the streets, we played violins, we grew mustaches, like we punched pictures and we even had brunch, right? And then basically to cut a long story short, I stopped a war with a can of fizzy drink and everyone kicked off. Okay, so no prizes for guessing what the biggest trend of May this year was.
Being humiliated.
So fidget spinners, they took the world by storm in May, and videos titled 6 of the most unique fidget spinners. 10 times fidget spinners got kids in trouble, and fidget spinner stuck in nose accumulated tens of millions of views and once again proved that YouTube is at the forefront of modern entertainment.
I bet you could fit anything up that nose. Here! Try this! What? There's no way this fidget spinner will fit up my nose! That's crazy! Look!
Thrilling stuff. Hey, didn't you sell some of these, Will?
So, moving on, calling the boss baby, oh my god, he answered.
I'm gonna call again because I really need to...
Oh, hang on.
What have I told you about giving your number to toddlers? Right, anyway, do you fancy saying anything this month? Like, you've barely said a word.
Well, speaking of not really contributing, it was the Sidemen charity match you made. How was that, Will?
Fuck. Okay, and then we got the start of something pretty big.
Hello.
No, I mean, we got this.
Y'all can't handle this. Y'all don't know what's about to happen, baby. Team 10, Los Angeles, Cali boy.
So exactly how many videos did you make on this then?
I can't lie, probably like about 7. Well, surely you've made a Jake Paul video in your lifetime.
No, I don't rely on other people for content, Will.
That's also why you live with your mum. So on May the 30th this year, Jake Paul uploaded It's Every Day, Bro.
Big tune, just in time for festival season.
With lyrics such as, Ohio's where I'm from, we chew 'em like it's gum, and I just dropped some new merch, it's selling like a god church, and of course, England is my city. So that was probably, and sadly, the biggest video of the year, and it arguably changed the way YouTubers have operated forever.
How's that?
Because then we discovered Vivo logos. Viners who'd made the jump onto YouTube to start filming their everyday life discovered that if you just made a bit of beef up with your brother, whacked a few black bars on it, you could get a canny few million views. So on the 1st of June this year, Big Jake here released a diss track on his brother at the end of a 10-minute vlog.
Help me help you make a better song, bitch. Numbers don't lie. The Logan is shit.
And then we got the fall of Jake Paul. Well, we didn't really, because basically he was like, oh, well, I'm going to make a song, make a music video, but you're only going to have half of it.
Music, bro. There is a second verse, but I'm not going to release it.
Right, July, so moving on from them two to, oh, for God's sake.
Jake Paul, he was a bit of a bellend in July as well.
Was he?
Yeah, he set his garden on fire, and then he was a bit of a knob to a news reporter.
Jake, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't crawl up there.
Why?
Okay. I just wouldn't do that. A lot of the neighbors are complaining. They're very upset.
No, why? Why?
They say that you've created a living hell out here. That it's like a circus.
Yeah, it is.
All the fans.
I mean, but
the
people like
stunts,
going to
the-
circuses, right?
Oh, do I really have to talk about this?
Well, you wrote it.
Oh, I actually, so just moving on, anyway,
Now, Will, I want to dedicate this section to my favourite couple of the year. You know, a Geordie who gave his posh friend a chance in life. This lovable duo always find a way to make people laugh.
That's quite sweet of that. Cheers for this. Okay, so actually, turns out he wasn't talking about us. So welcome to the True Geordie podcast, where we've had a busy week. Brian's had his hands full.
Yeah, with Alfie's cock. Oh, sorry, Alfie. Sorry I was mean to you. Forget all the things I said. Let's try some Japanese candy together. Pathetic, isn't it?
What are you doing? What was that?
Nothing.
You talking about me?
No, it was someone else.
What are you wearing the shirt for?
Oh, bloody love those magpies.
What are you doing? You taking the piss?
No.
You taking the piss?
Oh, that's a big grip.
You want to watch yourself?
Yeah,
Alright?
just a prank. Sorry, Brian.
You stupid baldy twat. Okay, so August, now let's have a bit of a quick chat about the boxing, right?
Oh, fuck.
Now, Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, they had a fight in August. And I can't lie, right? Just a bit sick of it. Like, it builds up for months, right? There's all that hype about it, and then it kicks off, right? They get in the ring, they have a little bit of a fight, and then suddenly, oh, we're all mates again. They go collect their checks, and no one really cares. Like, I'm not actually going to do it again. Like, I don't want to spend any money on it again, right? I don't even want to pay attention. Like, it's just, I'm sick of it. I'm never doing it again.
Yeah. You going to the Joe and JJ fight?
I can't wait, to be fair. It's going to be good, that. Okay, so speaking of JJ, in August, he came back from that great big hiatus he took.
He'd change. You know, his Twitter bio performance was learning. And in August, he showed everyone that he'd evolved.
How was that then?
Oh, he called Ethan fat.
Yeah, fuck the side men. Nigga living better, I don't need them. Ethan looking bigger, I can see them. Talking about them tits, go and feed them. Babies with your titty milk. Bitch, don't fuck with me. I'ma put my dick inside Emily.
Now that is a learned man.
Okay, and then over in the UK, we'd caught on, realised that, oh, pretend you don't like your mate, and bang, suddenly your social blade's on a mad one. So we got Bazinga drama, and then JJ replied, and then Harry came along and was like, oh, JJ, you killed the kid.
Yeah, just banter between mates.
To be honest though, right, I genuinely miss these days like so much. Like you could just whack yourself in a little rectangle in the bottom corner, pay your rent in 4 minutes.
It's true. Even Freezy got views.
Okay, but it was fine. Like, right after all of that, right, you know, everyone made up and they're all friends again.
Realistically, Creature was shit. Come on, everyone! Come on!
Oh, great.
Right, upload press conference. So Joe and JJ, I think we've said about 6 times already that they're having a fight. And the press conference for that was in September this year.
I mean, Joe walks out, made a lovely vest out of his merch. Why don't you do that?
Also, he had his 3 disciples follow him out in black hoodies.
Wonder which one's Judas.
Okay, now it's a 14-minute video, and I know we all know that Love Me watch time, but what we're going to do is break it down into the essential bits for you.
Geezer, pussy,
bitch, square-headed cunt, prick,
fat shit, boys and girls.
dude, bro, dude, trust.
Basically, geezer, alright? And I'm like, geezer. And I go through the work, I'm like, okay, let's make this happen. Geezer.
Bro.
Geezer's,
Bro.
yeah, moron.
Bro.
Geezer.
Bro.
Bro, realistically, dude, bro.
Bro.
Geezer's, hey, bro, geezer.
Realistically, creature was shit.
Okay, so anyway, that's happening on February the 8th, 2018, if you fancy catching it.
Do you think they'll invite us?
Probably not after that, no. But to be fair to JJ, though, he's looking pretty hench these days.
Yeah, probably from carrying 6 channels for so long.
And Joe, he's had one fight before, had a fight with Theo Baker.
Yeah, but I haven't seen that many punches fail to land since Chris MD's diss track.
Okay, moving on.
I am being told to have a day off.
Right, October, the Hello World scandal.
No, man, what of us? Don't talk about that. What? Well, they're bigger YouTubers, man. We kind of criticise them. You've got to refrain, right, and hold a bit back.
We've just been talking about JJ.
No, man, we've got to defend them.
To be honest, I just want to start off with that I'm sorry. I'm just really sorry.
Okay, now in November, Jack Maynard became the first YouTuber to make the jump over to primetime TV.
Yes, he went on I'm a Celebrity, hoping for his 15 minutes of fame. But in the end, it was more like 3.5.
To be fair, right, I love that show. Like, you know when they do the eating trials and they're trying to put, like, the little white slug thing in their mouth and just not be sick?
Speaking of which, Jack's nudes were also released.
Probably should have got Connor to cover them.
Now, I'm not saying it was small, but his TV career was longer.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Zoella Advent calendar.
Do you know how much that was?
I do, Stephen. I do. It was a bit of an expensive product, but if you're a YouTuber, right, it's like Christmas came early. She was sponsoring Social Blades all over the shop. Okay, so I kind of wanted to do the December month in like the normal this week in the internet fashion because one, all that really happened this December was just the TGF lot sticking their heads in different household appliances.
Bro, I want this off my head!
And then Ellen had a bit of a kick-off at an audience member. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to take the opportunity to say I really hope you enjoyed this video. Me, Stephen, and my cameraman Mark have put so much effort into it over the last couple of weeks. So I really hope that it comes out alright and that you guys like it. And if you do, I know this is cheeky, but if there's any video you want to drop a like or a share or anything, it would be really appreciated if you do it on this one. Also, I beg you lot, go and subscribe to Stephen. I'm sure you already know who he is, but he is really close to 400,000 subscribers, so if we could try and help get him there by the end of the year, that'd be absolutely amazing. And again, I know I said it in the last video, but genuinely to anyone that's ever watched or just supported over the course of the last year, I cannot thank you enough. Like, even if you just watched one video, you've been watching all of them throughout the year, you've absolutely made my 2017, and I'm really grateful for that. But anyway, I hope you have the best year next year. I hope you all have a great time. There will be outtakes for this video on the second channel tomorrow, and I'll see you guys later.